back from William Congreve's much criticised play, The Way of the World, which was premiered in early March 1700 in a theatre at Lincoln's Inn Field in London.
I don't care what anyone else says, that's beautiful.
You're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds, because you have nothing better to do.
Go, John.
Right, text and tweets. We've got one here, someone from the Concrete Roundabout, and he sent us an email which contains an attachment of the laws of association football. Well, thanks for that, Paul. Someone else from the Concrete Roundabout is texting in with, don't listen to him, he knows nothing about football. And blimey, would you believe it? Someone else from the Concrete Roundabout has texted in to opine, actually, I think you'll find he's right. And blimey, O'Reilly. Let another text from the TCR here, which goes on to say, I thought he was right, then I thought he was wrong. Then I thought he's right again. No, I'm not so sure. And Locks, lordy, we've had yet another text from the TCR that says they really don't think that someone should have said that.
Excellent, thank you very much. I was just seeing if we had anything else. And I've got a text from my daughter that says they've got dinner for me. So that's pretty good. If you could text back, Eliza, let me know what it is I'm having. That would be good.
I've got a couple of texts. I've got one from Ambra Volpe that says, I'm laughing with crying with laughter. And I've also got one from Franco.
She's clearly
Volpe.
not listening.
Go on,
this could be interesting.
That says, do mention the ahead of the Chelsea game, the hashtag 22K to MK campaign. There are people doing sponsored walks from Asda to the ground in aid of the transfer budget.
Not like you to be funny, don't be funny again.
Don't be funny again, Franco, that's wrong.
He's also not listening.
I can tell you one specific person is going to be genuinely upset about that.
Right.
It's the franchise. It's the franchise watch. It's the franchise watch. It's the franchise watch.
Yes, indeed, it's Franchise Watch, where we bask in the glory of the reflective love of the footballing world. Starting off, MK Dons are a club easy to hate, and I'm genuinely looking forward to this trip, even though every report I've heard of the place is negative.
Has anyone been to the heart of MK? No, that's because no one can bleeping find a thing.
Milton Keynes is a soulless hellhole that makes Bracknell look like Rome.
What is Bracknell? Soulless hellhole's a belter,
That's
isn't it?
brilliant.
That's
But
cracker.
he kind of loses it with Bracknell. It kind of suggests that anyone who's got Bracknell that high in their minds... well, anyway. But yeah, soulless hellhole, that could be a strapline for the show. More roundabouts than people.
3,273
people. It's absolutely right. 3,276 roundabouts.
Exactly.
Part of the shopping centre is okay, but the rest is just bleak and soulless, which resembles the aftermath of a radioactive leak.
I don't think I've ever been a more characterless place in my whole life.
The important word missing from that, possibly, but yeah, these people live in Reading.
I know.
That's exactly.
I mean, this
is what I've been saying on the forum the whole time. That Reading.
Yeah.
I need to tell you that time I nearly died in Reading, and that's a true story. Anyway,
Please let it be S Club 7 trying to
No, there's no
murder
S.
you in Reading.
There's no S.
He went to Reading Festival to watch S Club.
Yes, I detest the whole place, and I'd happily burn down the whole. I'd happily burn the whole town down if I could. Although in brackets it says, although would evacuate everyone first, I'm not that evil, which is really kind of sweet.
Nice
So
of
thank
you,
you, bless.
Nice and thoughtful.
Yeah.
In for the soulless postmodernist hellhole. But once I'm out of Lower LA, I'll be heading to Milton Keynes.
What's their PA announcer like? I've been told he provides a rhythm and pulse unlike anywhere else in the North Buckinghamshire area.
They know how to abuse,
He knows
don't
Graham.
they?
He knows
Randomly bizarre
It is,
tonight, aren't
yeah.
they?
Just looked round Tinker's Bridge on Google Maps. Jesus makes Bracknell look like the seafront in San Francisco.
Bracknell getting that again. Put on Bracknell. Leaving aside the fact that no right-thinking person should even think about attending a game at Franchise FC, the Red Lion in Finney Stratford is an excellent ale pub on the canal, and although a fair walk away, the best stop off.
That's so cool. Bearing in mind you should never be going, but when I went, I had a wonderful time, and you should too.
Rather jolly.
Oh, God. MK fans... Now we're talking. This is my favourite one of the... I don't know where this one came from. MK fans are actual snaky, ratty bleeps.
Snaky, ratty bleeps, yeah. If it was possible, you wouldn't take that to us because you're a tin pot franchise with no history, clown.
Because we can. We have better fans than you, and that's that.
We haven't got a history, clown, though. That's one of the things I'm disappointed about.
It's just weird, these people, aren't they? It's just weird.
It's because none
of the wonderful things he does.
It's because none of us real football fans respect small K because you stole Wimbledon and are plastic and fake.
Ooh. I'll scream and scream and scream until I make myself thick, and I can. Franchise FC versus Chelsea in the next round of the FA Cup. The worst football fixture in history? ?
Franchise FC against a team who have battled to stay in existence. I know who I'd rather see win.
Sending all my best wishes to @NCFC tonight's game in their game against the forever illegitimate Franchise FC. Beat the thieving scum, #NCFC.
Great work, Cobblers. Now beat the abomination of Franchise FC on Tuesday. Haha, #NTFC.
Blipping Franchise FC, I hate MK Dons.
Franchise FC threatening to recall George Bulldog makes you loathe them even more. #MK Dons, #shouldn't exist.
That's so, it's like we want, we'll have the player, but the club shouldn't exist. Bless. Yeah, okay, well, we've got a few more of those. Keep them coming, please. Keep tagging them up on Facebook and stuff, and it helps me and does things. But it's that point in the show where we turn around and look at the youth of today and say, sing to us, Alby. Sing.
Okay.
It's going.
Right. Go away, Chelsea FC. You ain't got no history. 1 League 2 and a JPT. That's what we call history. I literally just made that up like a minute ago.
You'd never guess. Okay, that's cool.
I keep forgetting about this section because it's not my favourite part of the show.
I understand.
Gers' facts are my favourite part of the show. I can make up plenty of them.
That's cool. It's coming out soon. I just want to remind you of past glories if I can.
He's Spanish.
Hear us laughter, the sound of our own laughter.
Tears in my eyes.
Oh, I've got tears in my eyes here.
Thank you again, Mr. Paul Harris.
Paul Harris do that?
Yeah, he did. I've played that before as well. You just clearly weren't listening.
I'm not listening. I never listen.
Actually, yeah, if I remember rightly, you talked all over the punchline last time, which kind of blew it. But now you know what it is.
Forecast.
Right, Bovril Forecast. We know how difficult it is to plan ahead without accurate forecasting, so we are proud to support the Bovril Forecast, brought to you by those lovely people at Forecast, telling the future one cup at a time. And the forecast for this week is tasting sweeter due to the size of the watching crowd.
Yes, join me, DJ Darren Hoy, each and every Wednesday, like clockwork, 9 through to 11pm for the Reggae Takeover. The Reggae Takeover is delivering you everything from pure snap, crackle and pop warmth of the vinyl, pure 45, to fresh from the yard tunes, never heard anywhere in the world, trust me. So join me, DJ Darren Hoy, with the Reggae Takeover, live each and every Wednesday, 9 through to 11pm, live on Seclo Sound. Fill your heart with sunshine and enjoy.
You're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds, because you have no friends and no life.
Yes, it's true. Welcome, losers. You're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds. And we have more football. Last eve, we welcomed the many Cobblers.
There was a lot of them.
There were a lot of them. How many do we think there were?
I don't know, but they did spend an awful lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, I think, first of all, what we probably ought to say is thank you very much for your money.
Yes, thank you for that.
You're supporting franchise, and that's I know that's a subject close to all of your hearts.
God's honest truth, according to a Northampton fan who had a Liverpool player as his profile picture on Twitter, this isn't even a lie.
Yeah.
There were probably about 8,000 of us there because there were loads in their end and they'd only sold 5,000 yesterday. #plastics.
Yeah, there was suggesting...
There was about 7,000 of them. There was none of them in our end.
No, I read a similar post. I think it may have even been the same post, but they were saying that there were many of them were moved from our end at the start of the match.
No,
no, they weren't. No one would have noticed. Yeah.
There was a lot of them. I'll give them credit. Like
Yeah,
I said to you at half-time, credit to them, because that's an amazing way following for a
7,000
like
for a club whose average home gate is about 5,000
for
these
an
days.
amateur club that are just,
Yeah.
I can't bring myself...
part-timers,
Yeah.
I can't bring myself to credit anybody who can't even fill their own ground but can boast about filling, in inverted commas, another team's ground of people who probably don't go to that team ever and probably couldn't tell you what the score was against. Couldn't tell you what the score was against Dagenham.
No.
Probably the other day. And
but they can muster up things to drive half an hour down the road.
And that's the fact is that it was...
They're all idiots.
25 minutes up the road, 15 minutes on the train. If we had 7,000... And this deadly serious, even I think even we would do that if we had 7,000 seats to fill when we were playing Chelsea, and I think even we would take about 7,000. And
we wouldn't if we were playing Northampton, though.
No, if we had 7,000 seats to fill, I think even we would have done that. So,
what you're trying to say is, if we were playing a much bigger club than us and the allocation was 7,000, we would fill that.
Yeah.
So they are playing a much bigger club.
I hope that they sell 7,000 or however many that they can get in.
How much was it? 10 of your English pounds?
10 of your English pounds.
That's
Maybe 12, I think it's supposed to be. 12 on the night or something.
That's a lot of money.
Just bearing in mind, this is a club that until very, very recently, their directors were refusing to
sell,
to take our hospitality.
They were,
hands with our chairman and
JPT
things.
match, wasn't it, recently that they...
Yeah. They were refusing to have anything to do with us, and now they're on there essentially having a go at us for not allowing them to give us more money.
Isn't Cardozo all right with us?
Isn't what?
Cardozo. Is it David Cardozo, their chairman or their ex-chairman or something? Like, he used to do that thing with Darren McCanty and Winkelman on the late kick-off or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I thought he was all right with us.
But wasn't he the one, I'm sure, I'll have to check this, I'm pretty certain.
I've never heard that
He
before,
was a posturing gentleman who was really bigging it up to their fans about how much he despised.
Do you remember that time we
I
went
might have
there?
made that bit up. It was someone, I've got a picture of him at home that I'd intended to use.
I don't know if it was him, but it's just coming back to me now. There was one guy that was refusing to go in to the hospitality suite when Winkelman was there.
Yeah,
I remember that.
It was one of the directors of Northampton.
Instead, he went in the big stand with like a bed sheet with something written on it for horrible franchise or something. That was him.
That's bedsheet abuse. That's the one I
Remember
can't
that?
stand. That makes me reconsider my choice of football club.
Does, yeah,
that's why Winkelman and Andy Cullen are best mates.
Do you know what made it all the sweeter?
What made it all the sweeter?
Well, the fact that they didn't like us, the fact they gave us all that money, and the fact that both the penalties that were given weren't penalties, and the one that wasn't given was a penalty. So, ha to you.
I was just about to say, actually, there's a lot of talk about the fact that it wasn't a penalty.
The
But
first
if you're
one
an
wasn't in the box.
MK Dons fan now playing Chelsea and you are not somewhat happy inside that them bringing 7,000 and us winning by 2 illegitimate penalties isn't great, then
They weren't the same team that we played a couple of weeks ago, were they? They weren't as good as they were a couple of weeks ago, I don't think.
No, I think we were
much
better.
We played a better team. We had a better squad out, didn't we? So you're hoping that you can beat them. I think we beat them quite comfortably, you know. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3-0 was a bit harsh on them in some cases.
It was a way. Well, obviously, because 2 of them weren't penalties.
But that's kind of it,
Especially the first one, it wasn't even in the box, but it was funny. And you know what was funnier about it?
What was
there
funny
was 3
about it?
things that were funny about it.
Go on.
First thing, they thought they'd scored.
Yeah.
They hadn't. They let off a smoke bomb.
Yeah, so someone's going to get banned
By
for
the
that.
time they were all waving their smoke bomb about, we'd come up the other end, got a penalty and scored it, and the smoke was all still drifting about. You just think they're all going, oh no. It was, that makes me laugh.
it would have been even better if Lewinson had scored it with an orange flare.
It was
up at the
so
other
Yeah,
end.
that would have been good. Yeah.
But Josh Murphy's goal was quite good.
Really
It's
well
like
taken.
one player I can't remember who it was acting offside, and then Murphy just said, "Well, lads, I'm in. I'm not offside," and ran in and scored the goal.
Acting offside, I think that was Simon Church.
Simon Church acting offside, of course.
He was holding his runs a fair few times. Like, I thought he had an alright game, him, to be quite honest, Everyone around
You can't
me...
see me giving him a look, but I'm giving him a look.
I thought he'd be done alright. For him, I mean, an alright game to qualify for him. I thought
he's
he
no
was
Joe
all right.
Walsh up front, but
Yeah, I mean, he was all right, you know. He was fine at what he does, which is not a lot, you know. When he got that penalty, everyone around me's going, oh, well, 2-0 then.
What an awful run-up that
not
was as
very
well.
But
nice,
very
isn't it?
brave of him to take it. I was